It was a cold Tuesday morning in downtown Chicago when Sarah Mitchell heard something that would change her life forever. A faint whimpering sound coming from behind the dumpster of her local coffee shop. What she discovered in that wet cardboard box wasn't just an abandoned puppy. It was a soul barely clinging to life, with only hours left to live, according to the veterinarian. But this isn't just another rescue story. This is the incredible journey of how the most hopeless case became America's most celebrated therapy dog, touching thousands of lives across the nation. But before we dive into this incredible transformation, if stories like this warm your heart and restore your faith in humanity, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We share amazing rescue stories every single day, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next in this incredible journey. Sarah Mitchell was a 34-year-old elementary school teacher who had been struggling with her own battles. Having recently gone through a difficult divorce, she found solace in her morning routine, a quick stop at Brew and Bean coffee shop before heading to Lincoln Elementary School, where she taught 3rd grade. That particular morning, October 15th, 2023, felt different. The autumn rain had been falling steadily for 3 days, and Chicago's streets glistened with that familiar urban reflection of neon signs and streetlights. As Sarah hurried toward the coffee shop entrance, her umbrella fighting against the wind, she heard it. A sound so faint she almost dismissed it as her imagination. Without hesitation, Sarah carefully lifted the tiny puppy from the box. He was so weak he couldn't even lift his head properly. She could feel his little heart beating rapidly against her chest as she held him close, trying to share her body warmth. "I'm going to be completely honest with you," Dr. Rodriguez said, his voice gentle but serious. "This little guy is in critical condition. He's severely malnourished, dehydrated, and his body temperature is so low that his organs are starting to shut down. Even with immediate treatment, I'd say he has maybe a 20% chance of survival. And that's being optimistic." What followed were the longest 48 hours of Sarah's life. The puppy, whom she had decided to name Hope, was placed in the veterinary hospital's intensive care unit. He was hooked up to IV fluids, placed under warming lamps, and monitored around the clock. Dr. Rodriguez was amazed by Hope's sudden improvement. "In 15 years of emergency veterinary medicine, I've rarely seen such a dramatic turnaround," he told Sarah. "Yesterday, I honestly didn't think he was going to make it. But look at him now. He's actually trying to sit up." After 2 weeks in the veterinary hospital, Hope was finally ready to go home with Sarah. The total bill was substantial, over $3,000. But Sarah had started a small fundraising campaign online, and the response from her community had been overwhelming. Fellow teachers, parents from her school, and even complete strangers who had heard Hope's story contributed to help cover the medical expenses. Word about Hope's unusual empathy and calming presence began to spread throughout Sarah's community. Parents from her school started asking if they could bring their children to meet Hope, especially kids who were going through difficult times. Parents' divorces, illness in the family, or struggles with anxiety and depression. It was Dr. Rodriguez who first suggested that Hope might be a natural therapy dog. During a routine checkup 6 months after the rescue, he watched as Hope interacted with other pets and their anxious owners in the waiting room. "Have you ever considered therapy dog training for Hope?" he asked Sarah. "I've never seen such natural empathy in a dog. He could really help people." Hope's first official therapy visit was at Children's Memorial Hospital in Chicago. Sarah was nervous. She knew Hope was special, but she wondered how he would handle the intense emotional environment of a pediatric hospital. Her worries were unfounded. News of Hope's remarkable therapy work began to spread throughout the Chicago medical community. Hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers started requesting visits. Hope's calendar filled up quickly. He was visiting medical facilities 5 days a week, touching dozens of lives every week. Hope's story began attracting national attention when a local Chicago news station did a feature story about his therapy work. The story went viral on social media, and soon Hope was receiving recognition from animal welfare organizations across the country. 2 years after his rescue, Hope returned to the alley where Sarah had found him. But this time, it was for a very special reason. The coffee shop, Brew and Bean, had organized a fundraiser for Chicago animal rescue organizations, and Hope was the guest of honor. Today, Hope continues his therapy work, having visited over 10,000 patients in hospitals, nursing homes, and schools across the Midwest. He has inspired the creation of 3 new therapy dog programs and has helped raise over $100,000 for animal rescue organizations. Hope's incredible journey from a discarded puppy hours from death to America's most celebrated therapy dog proves that every life has value, that love can overcome the worst circumstances, and that sometimes the most broken souls become the greatest. Healers, if Hope's story touched your heart, please consider supporting your local animal rescue organizations. There are thousands of animals out there right now, waiting in shelters and foster homes, who have the potential to change lives just like Hope did. And don't forget to subscribe to The Kind Paw for more incredible rescue stories like this one. Hit that notification bell so you never miss these amazing tales of hope, healing, and second chances. Every story we share is a reminder that love always wins, and that the most beautiful chapters of our lives often begin with the simple act of caring for someone who needs help. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that miracles happen every day, and that sometimes the smallest acts of kindness can change the world. Thank you for being part of Hope's journey, and thank you for believing in the power of rescue.